After all these years, still by far one of the best sort of like graphic updates or areas in the world. So this is the Polypore dungeon, and it's where the Polypore creatures are, and we're just here to actually buy something from the shop. But while we're here, I thought it'd be worth it just to have a quick look at it like this. And the fact now we can see all the different like levels, it's just so cool. So anyway, the reason we are here is because I just needed to test something, and the easiest way to get it is to go to the shop. So what I'm here to purchase is some of these poncho webs. So I'm going to put 10 of those and 10 of the leggings. Now, these are actually quite worthwhile to a point to buy every day, and I'm going to show you why that's worth doing. And not only that, it's actually quite worthwhile to have an offering these in your Grand Exchange. I get asked quite often, like, why do I have these webs buying in the Grand Exchange? And it's a simple reason of actually putting Gano flakes on the mycelium visors, whether it's the poncho web or the visors or the actual leggings web as well, actually generates you some profit. So in this video, I'm going to do one of my Talk at the Grand Exchange specials where I run through like the profits of doing something and whether it's worth doing as a money making method for yourself in this game on Runescape 3. So the only reason why I don't do all three is because to have 3 of them buying over time takes up quite a bit of your Grand Exchange space. And for when I originally put the offer in, the visor webs were actually the best profit. And you don't use the same amount of flakes for all 3 pieces. So for whatever reason, the web visors worked out best out of 3 due to ratios and what you make per thing and all that sort of stuff. Different pieces can be better profit. So again, it's a decision on what you want to do. But I do the visors, and I do this every sort of couple of months. Now, in terms of 1,000, that'll probably take me like 2-3 months to buy from a slot I won't really use unless I'm making videos, and then that's the only time I'll ever need that sort of many. Basically, how does this make profit? So what we're going to need is to go and find the Ganodermic flakes. Now, we're going to price check these. Now, this could also be a decent play as well to buy these over time to make yourself even more profit. So, these will buy for 415 GP. And they will slow buy for 398. So, that's not bad. And that's 398 after taxes, 406. So, really, we'll save ourselves 9 GP a flake. We're not actually too bothered with that. So just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to buy 2k flakes and we'll get them in the info. So basically all you need to do to turn one of these into a item piece is to have the visor web. Now the problem with the visor web or the web pieces is it has an incredibly slow buy rate. Now you can only buy 10 of these per 4 hours, which is why I just put an offer in the Grand Exchange and just leave it to sit there for a couple of months. Now as you saw from the shop, you can buy 40 per day, which is what I would suggest. Because it actually it's a decent rate, and just buying them to sell on the Grand Exchange like as they were would bring you, let's see if it brings you a bit of profit. I would hope so, but we can always test it just to make sure. So the poncho I think was 300 GP, wonderful, that don't sell. So the poncho is going to, wow, it actually bought for 1 GP. Whoever did this, I salute you, my friend. Very well played. Wow, okay, so the leggings actually sell for just under 8k. Wow. And then the webs, these actually might come back to me. Wow, they sell for 8k. So, and then again, right, I hate to like keep going on about it, but this is why I check your margins. These, by all accounts, should be the same sort of price. Why is it not? So, yeah. It is what it is. So, in terms of a profit though, 8k each was way better than what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be something like 2k each. So, if I was to times the 8k by 40, which is how many you can buy, that's 320k profit just buying these from the store per day for a visor, 320 for leggings, and I don't know what's happening with poncho, but if they're selling really for 1 GP, I would just buy them and stock them just to wait for the price to go up. But anyway, that wasn't actually the moneymaker I wanted to show you. That is just something you could do if you didn't want to turn them into the actual pieces. So for a visor, we're going to need some needle and a thread. And as always, we are not prepared. But again, that's 600k you can make per day for just going to a fairy ring, which you can't moan at that. Right, so a visor was 500 flakes. So 500 flakes. So that is roughly 207k for that visor. And then if we were to put it in a Grand Exchange, it is currently selling for, well, it's got a Grand Exchange price of 356. Let's see if it does sell, which I didn't think it would. Now we can put that in for 303k and we'll still make the best part of 100k profit from that. Now I would say the visor out of all 3 pieces is the least likely to sell. because these two pieces can be augmented and they're very good for like to just harvest level 10s. Very good to train invention with because it's like quite a relatively cheap piece. Now, the leggings took 1500 flakes, so that is currently a price of 622k. And as you see, 885k, so if I did 833, that's still 200k profit for a leggings. Now, I have done this method before, and don't get me wrong, these are slow selling things, so I'm just going to leave them in the Grand Exchange for a bit. Each of these selling will make me 100k profit, so I'm not really in a rush. I've got a massive margin to change it, just so it settles in as well. The poncho, you know what, let's do it. Now, these do particularly well in bonus XP weekend time. Because invention items train twice as quick, people love to do the Ganodermic pieces. I need 5,000, of course I do. Love to do the Ganodermic pieces because it's so cheap to actually get. And to destroy it as well, it's one of the best items to do just for like grading, destroying, repeat. So 5,000 flakes there, that's a big move. So 415 and 5,000, so that's just under 2.1 mil. And we can roughly make 400k. So again, I'll come back to this video later on. I'm gonna let these sell, see how they do. I can adjust the prices, I know what the margins are. We've gone in pretty high, I think, and they were never gonna sell for their medium price. And yeah, I'll come back and update you. So this is something like a money making guide, which is long term. If you're going to buy the items in the Grand Exchange, it's going to take months to buy. And there you go, there's the visor sold. So that's 100k profit there. And in terms of selling them, it's going to take a while to sell as well, because you want to maintain your price. If you maintain your price in an item like this, which I don't think is traded an awful lot now, people just buy it in bulk. Eventually they will sell and you will make some serious profits. Not only that, you can actually go to the shop and buy the base components, and you can make 600 to 900k depending on the poncho price per day for that as well. So that's another really good method which people are kind of sleeping on. So if I was like an account which is paying for my membership via bond system, me personally, I would just go and buy and sell the actual web pieces, because that's just free money per day. And on a 14-day bond, if you go there and if you make 500k a day, that's 7 mil towards your bond, which takes 30 seconds per day just to go to a shop, take some magic notepaper and buy. Worst case, you just have to teleport to war and then teleport back to the fairy ring. It's something which really wouldn't take a lot of effort for a decent chunk of money at the end of the day, which I would definitely include in your daily run. You see the visor's gone. I think the visor, that's just under 100k profit. But yeah, something very much worthwhile doing, and definitely worthwhile like including in your daily runs. If you're going to craft them and turn them into armor pieces, I would personally focus on the poncho and legs. I do think they have better chances of being bought, and as well, near a bonus XP weekend, they will go through the roof because people will use them to level their invention and level up very quick. But yeah, that's another money making guide, including like a bit of a daily guide. We've shown like the money you can make from just buying the items itself, upgrading the items as well, and it's something not AFK, but it's something you can gradually buy over time, especially if you want to put the offers in for the webs on the Grand Exchange. So for me, I'd have that offer in to fill over a couple of months, then spend the day turning them into visors, and then have them selling very slowly on the Grand Exchange for probably a couple of weeks. But when I do pull the money out at the end, I will make a massive profit from it as well. So in terms of those Gano pieces, they did eventually sell, all for the price I put them in for. Probably sat energy for about an hour, and they managed to shift, which is nice. So yeah. Again, Gano method, very good. Sell the web pieces, whichever you want to do. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please make sure to leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.